a very special person here tonight to speak with this year's graduating class. A writer and public speaker, Mr. Freddie Marinacci seeks to advance a fully integrated approach to health and wellness in an effort to unify mind, body, and spirit. He has worked as an educator in both the United States and Europe, and is currently working towards his doctoral degree. Mr. Marinacci holds a bachelor's degree in English from Lehigh University and a master's degree from Yale University. The richness of his life experiences allow him to deliver a simple yet powerful message on how to lead a fulfilling life. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Freddie Marinacci.
Thank you. Thank you, Celia, for that introduction. I'm honored to be here with you tonight, and I must say that it's a little incredible for me to be here because it was not long ago that I was sitting where you students are right now, except for me, it was just a few miles down the road at Miami Area High School. In my 10 years since my high school graduation, I've been fortunate enough to attend some of this country's most respected academic institutions, as well as work and play in numerous places across the globe. But in truth, I have learned less from the landmarks I've visited and the countless texts that I've read, and more from the relationships I've forged and the moments I've shared. Tonight, I'd like to take a cue from one of my favorite movies, Dead Poets Society, and read you an excerpt from one of my favorite poems. The poem is written by Robert Herrick and is entitled, somewhat appropriately for this occasion, To the Virgins, to Make Much of Life. Quote, "Gather ye rosebuds while ye may. Old time is still a-flying, and the same flower that smiles today, tomorrow will be dying." End quote. Gather ye rosebuds while ye may. The Latin term for this sentiment is carpe diem. Carpe diem means seize the day. But how do you bring carpe diem into expression in your life? First, and I don't mean to be too dramatic with this, but I've found it helps to keep in mind that one day, believe it or not, each and every one of us in this room is going to stop breathing, turn cold, and die. That is what Robert Herrick means by gather ye rosebuds while ye may. Stop waiting and start living. The only moment we have is now, and what's happening now is your life. It doesn't start tomorrow, when you're more rested. Not next month, when you are through with exams. Not when you've graduated. Not when you retire. It takes courage to embrace the notion that you have only one short time on the stage of life. For you seniors, there is no limit to what you can do or you can become. Whatever you can do or dream that you can do, do it. Remember that your life is happening right now. Don't wait another moment to start living. Don't wait until it is too late. Once you've made the decision to start living deliberately, to seize the day, I would urge you to do the following 5 things. Number 1 is to take chances. After graduate school, I knew I wanted to be a teacher, but I also knew I wanted to travel. I found an opportunity to move to the Czech Republic and become a teacher. I knew little of teaching at the time and had never actually lived in a foreign country before. I was scared, extremely nervous, but decided to make the trip anyway. I did so because I knew at the very least, even if I hated it, I would always regret not going. I did not want to spend the rest of my life wondering, what if? What if I moved there and actually loved it, and it turns out it was the best decision that I've ever made? So step outside of your comfort zone and try new things. Travel to new places, talk to new people. You will go far in life if you dare to sail out of the safe harbor that you've been accustomed to. Next, open up your senses. When you travel, if only into your backyard, take the time to fully immerse yourself in your surroundings. My best friend Colin told me this before I left for a trip to Istanbul, Turkey once. He said, take time to smell the roses, Freddie. When you're in a moment of joy, taking in some grand landscapes, don't only fixate on the sight before you. Take time to look up, to look down, to look left and right. Take a deep breath in. Smell the air. Listen closely to all the sounds around you. Try to become a part of your surroundings. When you do, the experience is like none other. I can promise you that. It's a feeling of deep peace in which your singular existence melts into a profound connectedness with all of creation. The third is find your passion. I once met an Italian woman who told me that the most beautiful people in this world are those who do what they love. And I think she was right. People who do what they love or love what they do exude a very positive energy. It's good to be around them. Some of you may already know your passion, and some of you may not. For those of you who have not found your passion, keep looking. You will find it. It took me a little while to find my passion. It took patience, honesty, and time. It took me many years to finally see what I wanted to be, what I needed to be. And that's what I'm doing now. But please know that your passion has little to do with what you do, and everything with who you will be. It's not about money or things, but it's about what fuels you from within. When you find that, hold on to it and never let it go. I can't tell you how to find your passion. Only you can do that. Listen to yourself, pay attention. Pay attention to the things that you like, what you dislike, things that excite you, things that fascinate you, and lastly, allow yourself the freedom to explore many different directions. Next is mean what you say. I learned this from my friends overseas. When we would go out for drinks together, you always raised your glass to good friends and good health, and you always looked one another in the eye. For an American, making a toast was something casual and common, done countless times among friends, and was often over before it started. For my European friends, it was an important act of intention, and it was understood that you meant every word that you said. It was an occasion to speak openly and truthfully, often lovingly, about those you were sharing a moment with in your life. I learned much from my friends, but above all, I learned that meaning what you say is as precious as each of life's beautiful moments. And lastly, build and maintain good relationships. It is my sincere belief that one of the most important things in this life is the love of friends, lovers, and family. Cultivate these relationships. Never take them for granted. The importance of your close bond with your family can be best illustrated, I think, by a quote from The Godfather, which says, "Spend time with your family, because a man who doesn't spend time with his family can never be a real man." But this is not only about family. It's about friends and lovers as well. It has been my experience that some of my most happy and memorable moments have been spent with those I love. For example, my 5 closest friends live up and down the East Coast, all the way from Boston to Miami. And despite the distances between us, we find time to meet as a group twice a year. This time that we make for each other is essential because it maintains the strength of our bond. It's important for you to do the same. Keep close to your loved ones. It's good for you. Also, be sure to show love and give love. My favorite musician, James Taylor, says in one of his songs, "Shower the people you love with love, show them the way that you feel. Don't wait until it's too late. Tell the people you love what you love about them and how much they mean to you." And if you allow me to go back to the movie Dead Poets Society, as you embark upon the path which you have chosen for yourself, remember carpe diem. Remember that you only have a short while upon this stage. Make the most of it. Do not waste a moment. Walt Whitman describes it best as he says, "The powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse." Let me say that again. The powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. What will your verse be? Thank you.